Hey, 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 hey. Hello. Hi, I'm the Blind DM here. We're going to talk about today's wonderful game, the daddy daughter edition. A couple dads play with their daughter gamers. Go, go. Um, we've been playing online through the portal. It works fine over Facebook. And I've been DMing for many years, and the game has been gaming for many years, and our daughters are just coming up. They're both 9 and 10. Good time to learn and just have fun with it. So in this game, there's um, one dad is a uh, like a gentleman fighter who has like a cape, but his cape is similar to Doctor Strange's cape. Like he can tell it what to do and to talk to it, and even dances with him sometimes and trips him up. It does silly stuff, makes dads even sillier. Dads who wear Wario, I love Wario. Oh, and so, but he also uses a dagger and a long sword. Beats, we'll call them blades, right? Then there's the entertainer, the entertainer. All right, and she just learned how to do the puppet power from the puppet master, which was last time. This one is the medieval Teen Titans. That's right. So they're on a quest for the Blade Master's dad's sword. They got Mr. Magic to cast locate object last time. So he sent like a golem, but it's like a little robot looking thing. It looks like a BB-8 kind of little deal. It's going to lead them to the pieces of the scabbard of his dad. He needs to get his dad's sword to take it back to be part of the wall, because his people, when they pass on, they put their bodies in the wall and their swords on the outside of the wall to protect forever, right? So they vow forever, my blade, my buckle, and my soul forever, right? The blade people. Then the entertainer, she's really good, and she learned the hard way how to get hooked and then hook a creature, undead creature, or a inanimate object like a puppet, a toy. She can control that. She learned last time. This time it came in handy when they were attacked by snakes. Um, they were attacked by snakes right off the bat when they were tracking down the item. The dad's scabbard first. Anyway, the snakes came out, and I got the idea from this video on Animal Planet or something. They're these kind of lizards or turtles. They're just born, and snakes try to eat them right away. Like most of them get eaten right away. They have to run. The first thing they do is get out of their eggs. They have to run. Have you seen those? That footage. That just stuck in my brain. So I redid it here, and one of the characters is a dragon named Candy, but she's small, tiny mini dragon, so she can only take the entertainer. So when the snakes attacked, the dragon leapt off and took the one person she could, the smallest person. So it was left to the fighter and the little robot guy, and of course the fighter used his cape to protect, but uh, he needed help from above, so. The entertainer used a hook. The dragon swooped down, and just so she could hook just in time, one of the dead people who came before us. Because before the party, lots of people tried, so there were skeletons everywhere. I kept saying, "You're walking over skeletons," and finally the idea, "Oh yeah, we can animate these skeletons." So they animated the biggest one, and the biggest one, he still had a shirt saying, "I will." Said, "Please animate me so I can kill Robin." I want to be the one who does it. That's it. He still has the shirt on. Anyway, so he puts him on the back, and just like the dads always put their kids on their back, on their shoulders, the daughter in this case got to put her dad on a skeleton's shoulders and walk him through the snakes. So I thought that was a good dad daughter moment. It's all about those cool moments, right? Walk through. Then they got to the doors. Oh, these iron doors, and they had sort of the doors were like half statues, but it was like statues of bronze men with super muscular arms, but they each had forearms, and they opened up, and you had to play rock paper scissors with them, and if you lost, they would break your jaw. So we played rock paper scissors. It was all kids love to do. I like to incorporate other games, especially with younger characters. Another thing I like to have like something to represent hit points. So I like to use chips, like poker chips. If you use other kind of chips, you'll eat them. Poker chips, and say, "Oh, uh-oh, I just hit you for 3 points," and then they have to take their hit point away, so they feel it's a loss. If they just say, "Oh, I have my hit points, whatever," no, no, no. I want them to feel the loss. And kids, or you can use Monopoly money. You can say this is, and when it goes to zero, that's it. So they something they can feel. Depends on what your kids motivate your kids. You could use real chips, and they can eat them at the end of the session. That's a good idea. Eat them at the end of the session. Woo! I like that idea, Mario. I like that idea, Mario. All right, so they made it through the doors. The big arms opened up and played rock paper scissors, and they defeated them. And the first you go at the weakest one of the Teen Titans. Of course, it was a giant. One of them got hit in the face, and every time they got hit, it would say "pow zap," so they knew they were fighting Robin. And his boots of leaping and kicking, but the dragon just went. And Robin was done. That was it, man. But the R on his belt was part of the magical scabbard, and they retrieved it. But yes, his eyes, there's something evil about him. So he was medieval time period and middle evil. He was pretty evil for a thing. All right. Next, they smelled some nasty down the hall. Oh, bad, nasty room. It was the dirtiest room. And they saw animals everywhere. It had to be Beast Boy. But he was like a giant, hippo with giant teeth, so he would be possible to fight. So they decided to trick him, and they made like a fake pizza. And luckily, they knew he didn't like meat. They knew he was a vegetarian, and they knew what he liked to drink. I know that Candy the dragon, he says it has to be cheese pizza, and you gotta have soy milk. It was good. It was good because he's a vegetarian. He would have killed them for bringing meat, but they made a deal with him, and he went by because animals, they can't be evil or good. Really, they can just be themselves. I mean, in most cases, I guess some animals can be evil if they're tortured, pushed that way. But left to nature, I think they have a general understanding with nature. All right, so got around that. Next was mechanical things started happening because it was PsiBorg's place, and it seemed like it was like a game room. He loves games, and there was like a basketball, hoops, but had like bear traps in them, and then we found out later they had portals in them that would suck you to other realms to be destroyed, and he had split into three, and then every time you hit him, he would split again. The only way to destroy him was to knock him into the hoops, uh, and it would pull him in. But the dragon's tail got stuck in one, and the only way out of it was the swordsman blades. He threw his magical dopeng in Chinese. That's cape is dopeng. I always think of Homer. Dopeng. He threw his magical cape, and he's trampoline. He jumped on the trampoline, made a cool move, and saved the dragon's tail from getting sucked in. But then he found out that it was Raven, who made the portals, and she was actually there on the other side. And they decided that she was be the most difficult to defeat, right? So the entertainer, she put in her skeleton went in and got damaged, and they all had to fight together, but eventually they knocked them all into the what she did was uh she had a smart idea. She went back and got water. The only water she could find was the giant gerbil water thing in the Beast Boy's room. So it took her some time, and then she sprayed it down, and then while they were fizzing, they dunked them in the hoops, which was good. So they defeated him, and they skipped over Starfire, and they went because they said that Raven was the biggest issue. They went to a door. They had to figure out a puzzle, and if they got it wrong, one of them would have never existed. I got that from the Crown of Creation idea, which is a story I worked on about these people go to this thing, and the magic spell is one person gets ultimate power, one person dies, and one person is never existed. Cool. From when I first heard that song, Crown of Creation by Jefferson Airplane. It just came to my head. So I put that here, but they passed. They passed the test. And what I like to do is use the liar's dice kind of system. I'll roll a die and I'll say, "Oh, I rolled a 5." And if you tell me if I'm lying or not, then you win. If not, you lose. And this time, if they lost, that would be it for their character. We'd have to forget they existed and tear up their sheet. Ooh. It's a little heavy maybe for kids games, but they won, so it was okay. And it's good to push it a little heavy and not only do, you know, roll the highest dice, the lowest dice, also do other things. Like I use their knowledge of, trivia knowledge of things and math. To get into the thing, they had to do math problems to get into, especially the computer guy, cyborgs place. They had to type in the correct answers to these math problems. So add in, all the stuff, whatever they're studying or they need help with, or something they're good at to show the other people playing and to show off a little bit. Try to do that for your kids and your friends and everybody. We're all kids at heart, right? Big kids, happy kids. So they got into Raven's room, but it was risky. Uh, and then, the dragon had the highest intelligence, so she read the book after a couple of the puzzles, and but she found a way to reset, and it turned out that it was Raven's dad who had sent him here, trying to turn him evil. And so they reset it, and they saved the Teen Titans instead of fighting. Of course, at the end, you want to save them. And then I brought them up to second level, yay! And I said you could study from someone in the Teen Titans, except Robin, who's not zombie, zombie Robin, because you killed him. So that was fun. Another great game, Mr. Magic game for kids of all ages. I want to add that for kids of all ages, and just use, all these senses. Sure, I'm blind, but I use like things that talk. I use the no button. No, 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 no. I said, just use fun stuff, magic tricks, math, science, music. Right. She had to make her own pizza song. Are you the real pizza delivery guy? What's your song? Right. So you have to have a pizza delivery song, gets the kids to act out, gets the kids to not be shy, and have fun and interact and co-create and make moments. Make moments. D&D makes moments. And I don't remember sitting there in front of the screen, I remember being there with, raising up the undead, right? The dad on the back of the shoulders of the uh, kid, pretty much, or the kid controlling the uh, skeleton. All right, hope you guys can use this. Inspired any of these. Please use them in your games and just stay magical. Let's make D&D more magical. I like that. Also, Daddy, Daughter, Dungeons and Dragons, D&D. But sometimes we play with sons and dads and moms and aunts. We're all brothers and sisters in the D&D game.